Happy Wednesday and happy Earth Day. I'm Miss Cassidy and I'm so excited to be back here with you at Miss Cassidy Creates. Today we are so excited because we're going to celebrate Earth Day. And we might even have some new friends joining us today because super cool. Miss Cassidy Creates got featured on the Facebook app live page. We got a really nice little video, so thank you to everybody who found us through that. So excited for you to be here. Today we're going to do a really wonderful activity where we talk about Earth Day and we talk about our planet and what it means to us, and then we're going to do some activities where we talk about seeds and how to grow things. So I hope you're super excited to get going with me. I know I'm super excited. I'm going to make sure that we have our page set up here so that I can look on my computer and answer any questions anyone might send my way. So just give me one moment while I get that together. I hope you're having an excellent Wednesday. It's a little overcast here in Pittsburgh now, but it was really beautiful earlier. It felt like summertime. It was so sunny out. All right, let's see, is our video up and loading so that I can see all of your wonderful questions? Perfect, we are getting there. All right, friends, so Earth Day, the very first Earth Day was April 22nd, 1970. That was 50 years ago. It's a super long time, right? I bet none of you were alive 50 years ago. Maybe some of your parents were, or some of your grandparents. But the first Earth Day was in 1970, and it started here in the United States. And then in 1990, it grew to a more global, worldwide experience. Now, while today is the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, do you think Earth is only 50 years old? No, of course Earth isn't only 50 years old. In fact, Earth is 4.5 billion years old. That's so many. Isn't that crazy? 4.5 billion. Now, I know that not even your grandparents are 4.5 billion years old now, huh? That's right. So our planet has been around for 4.5 billion years old, and it is the only known planet in our entire solar system that can support life, which is pretty cool if you think about it. We have a place that is built just for us to exist, to be able to breathe and drink water and be able to live with the sunshine and everything else going on around us. The whole point of Earth Day was meant to inspire people to get them passionate about the earth they live on, because this is the only one that can support us, right? That's the idea. This is the only planet that we know of that can support life. So we've only got this one planet. If we don't treat it nicely, what are we going to do? We can't just go to another planet. Maybe one day, since some scientists are working on an awfully cool way to make sure we can get up into outer space, and someday that might be possible. But for right now, we've got our one planet, and we've got to take good care of it, right? Absolutely. Did you know that there are 27,000 trees cut down every day just for toilet paper? Whoa, that's a ton of trees. And did you know that one aluminum can, when it's recycled, saves enough energy to power your TV for 3 whole hours? 3 whole hours. And if you recycle a glass bottle, that can save the energy to help power a light bulb for 4 hours. So that's pretty cool. We have all of these ways that we've learned to take care of our planet a little bit better, because as we've learned so much about science and as we've learned so much about our environment and the plants and the animals and the air and everything around us, we have learned some ways that we can help our planet out. And one of those, oh, who's there? Is that Kitty Boy? Hi, baby boy. Come on down. He is interested in what I've brought up for our lesson today. Come on, buddy. Get on down. All right. The U.S. alone generates enough garbage to fill up enough garbage trucks to go halfway to the moon. Halfway to the moon. The moon is really far away, guys. I don't know if you know how far away the moon is. And we make enough garbage to send garbage trucks going halfway up there, all filled with our garbage, which is crazy. So the whole idea behind Earth Day was for us to get educated and learn about these things about our planet and try to figure out what we can do to help our planet be a little healthier and to be a little stronger, because we all want to be healthy and strong, right? Of course we do. And our planet is a living organism just like we are. It has animals and water and plants and all of these things. The planet itself is alive all the time with everything going around it. So if we want to grow healthy and strong, it stands to reason the planet would want to be healthy and strong too. Now, wouldn't it? So what are a couple things you can do to celebrate Earth Day with your family? Well, you can go on a walk around your neighborhood, obviously being very sure that you're social distancing and keeping your safe distance away from each other. And you can take a garbage bag with you and clean up any garbage you see laying around. And in general, you can just do your best not to litter when you're out. If you eat a lollipop and you're out in public, you don't want to just throw the wrapper on the ground. It's not too hard to put it in your pocket and put it in a trash can later. But you can go on a neighborhood cleanup with your family and clean up some things in your neck of the woods. You can make a bird feeder. You can make a bird feeder out of, oh, hold on, baby boy, getting into things you're not supposed to. You little stink. What a crazy kitty we've got, huh? So you can make a bird feeder. There's a lot of really easy ways to make a bird feeder, but I think the easiest one is if you have Cheerios in your house and you have some yarn, you can just string the Cheerios on the yarn, tie them in a knot, and hang them up on the tree branches. You can also make some with peanut butter and seeds. There's all sorts of cool ways to make bird feeders. So if you're interested in that, ask your parents if you can make a bird feeder at home. You can use reusable bags whenever you go shopping. Instead of going and taking a bunch of plastic bags, you can use your good old reusable bags. I have them everywhere. I use them for absolutely everything. And you know what's a really fun thing you could even do tonight to celebrate Earth Day? Have your dinner by candlelight. Light some candles and turn off the electricity because it's really good to be aware that you want to try to keep the lights down and the electricity on low power when you're not using things. So this way you can have a very dramatic, moody dinner with your whole family and also do a little bit to help save some energy in our world. The other things you can do to help celebrate are going to be what we do today. You can recycle. You can always recycle by either saving your recyclables and giving them to whoever collects the recyclables in your home, or upcycling, which is taking something old and using it for something new. You can repurpose it. You can even give it away. You can donate things to thrift stores and to other organizations like that. Do your best to try to not fill up one of those garbage cans going up to the moon, or garbage trucks going up to the moon, huh? So you can go ahead and recycle or upcycle, and you can also help plant. Because like we said, there are 27,000 trees that are cut down every day just for toilet paper. So something you could do, you can you can plant a tree. You could plant some flowers because flowers help create and purify the air around us. You can plant some food so that you have something to eat and so that you are using the scraps from the old food, which is what we're going to talk about today. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a seed exploration. All you need to do this activity is to go on into your kitchen and find any fruit or veggie that you think might have seeds in it. So I have an apple, I have a lemon, I have a bell pepper, I have an orange, and then I have some strawberries. I also have a potato, but we're going to talk about the potato in a minute. So I grabbed these, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of paper, and I'm going to tape it up behind me here so that you can see what I'm doing on it as we do it. Can we see that? I think so. Here, we'll go right here, and I'll just scoot my boot over a little bit more. There we go. All right, so on our piece of paper, we're going to take a marker or a crayon or a pencil or a pen, whatever coloring utensil you like, and we're going to make a great big cross. And we might do this on multiple pieces of paper depending on how many fruits and veggies we experiment with. And then what we're going to do is we're going to draw on one side what that fruit or veggie looks like when it's whole. So let's look at this strawberry right here. I'm going to get up close so you can take a look at it. You've seen a strawberry before, I bet. But look at all of those little things on the side. What do you think those are? Those are the seeds for the strawberries. That's how you grow strawberries, by using those seeds. So first, let's go ahead and draw our strawberry whole. So we've got a nice red, delicious looking strawberry. And then we need the green leaves on top now, don't we? There we go. Beautiful strawberry. And then we need to add those seeds, don't we? Now, I thought I had another marker. Where did it go? All my markers disappeared. There we go. I needed to get all of my colors because we need to be able to color a bunch of these now, don't we? And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to mark all those little dots all over our strawberry that is the seeds. There we go. Then on this side, after we've drawn our whole fruit, we're going to go ahead and draw what the seeds look like. So on the strawberry, it's easy enough because they're on the outside of our strawberry. So you can just look and you know that they are a bunch of little brown dots. And there you go. That's our seed exploration for strawberries. Oh, so good. They're like perfectly ripe right now. All right, what should we look at next, huh? We've got an apple, a lemon, a pepper, and an orange. What do you think we should look at? How about, let's go with our lemon. So you've got your nice big lemon, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna get our yellow marker. And on this side, let's go ahead and draw our lemon. So our lemon is what shape? It's kind of a circle. It's also kind of an oval. It's a little bit of it's a little lopsided, but that's okay. We like it all the same. So we're gonna draw our lemon right about there. Just a nice yellow circle, and then a lot of lemons have that little nub on top because that's where they grow from. And when you pick a lemon from a lemon tree, that's it right there. Now, are the seeds on the outside of the lemon like they are on the outside of the strawberry? No, they are inside. So what we're gonna do is you can have a grown-up or an older brother or sister, somebody that's good with a knife. You can go ahead and you're gonna cut into your lemon. And you might not be able to see the seeds right away. Here, I'll get all up in that camera. You might not be able to see the seeds right away, right? Boop. But when you go digging in a lemon, or if you squeeze the lemon juice, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slice into mine a little bit more and see if they reappear there. You will find there's some, there's one. Let me see, the rest must be on this side. And now I'm gonna have so many delicious slices of lemon to make myself some nice cold lemonade after this. Yum, super exciting. And you know what? This lemon might have only had one seed in it, which sounds crazy, but also feel like it makes sense. If I'm gonna do an activity where I need seeds, I managed to pick the one lemon that had one single seed. So, let's see if you can see it in my hand. And there you have it. That's your little lemon seed. So let's come back over to our seed exploration drawing, and we're gonna try to draw this little guy. And normally, like we said, there's normally a couple more of those in a lemon. So we're gonna make them, they're a little bit bigger than our strawberry seeds, so they're not quite just dots. No, they're a little bit bigger. We drew little baby circles there. You can do this with all sorts of fruits and veggies in your home. Even if you realize there aren't any seeds in them, then that's something else you learned. And you can go ahead and make yourself some delicious lemonade afterwards. If you cut up an apple to look at the seeds, another great activity is to use that apple as a paint stamp. So if I cut this in half, we can look in and see our apple seeds in there. But what you can also do is cover this whole half of the apple in paint and then go ahead and use it as a stamp on your paper and make some lovely Earth Day apple artwork. So there's all sorts of cool things you do, and make sure every fruit or veggie that you look at, draw a picture of what it looks like whole, and then draw a picture of what those seeds look like. Now, what do you know about seeds? What's the whole point of seeds? What do seeds do? Seeds are what make plants grow. I'm going to clean up some of my fruits while I chew on my apple. So almost all plants start out as seeds. And the only thing that seeds need to grow are moisture, oxygen, and the right temperature. So moisture, what is moisture, do you think? Moisture is just the water. If you cut the apple the other way, the seeds make a star. What a cool tip from Nicole. Thank you for that. That's another cool way to do your stamp too. It'll look a little different if you cut them that way. Thank you very much, Nicole. What a hot tip. I love it. So seeds need moisture, which is water. That's why we water our plants. They need, what did I say? They need oxygen, which is the air all around us. And they need the right temperature. So certain fruits and veggies grow better in certain environments. You can plant the lemon seeds that we pulled out of our lemon right here. But depending on where you live, it might not grow very well because lemons like to grow in warmer environments. Same thing with the apples. You can plant the seeds from your apple, but they might not grow because it depends on the environment they're in. Hi, Kayla. Hello. Thanks for joining us. So, you can plant a lot of these seeds. It just depends on the environment that they're coming from. And it depends on the environment that you are planting them in. Some seeds need a lot of light. They want lots of sunlight. But some seeds want to be in dark. They want to grow where it's really dark. Mushrooms are something that a lot of times, not all, because there's a bunch of different kinds of mushrooms, but a lot of mushrooms like to grow where it's dark and moist. Whereas most of the things, when we think about planting and gardening, you want to have sunlight, right? Not for everything though. Some plants don't produce seeds. Some produce spores, which grow underneath their leaves. Like ferns are an example of plants that have spores instead of seeds. These spores get carried across through the air and they help to replant. The other thing about seeds is some harder seeds that aren't spores do get carried by wind. But you know how else they get carried? And this is kind of gross, but I also kind of like it. If an animal were to eat an apple, a whole apple, and then they go somewhere else, and then what do you think they got to do? If an animal ate something, he's got to go poop. And if he poops somewhere else, the seeds in his poop will land there and they grow there. So that's one way that seeds spread, which is crazy if you think about it. That something that you might think is kind of icky and gross is actually a massive part of how we grow things all over our planet. And then the other seeds are carried by air, which is pretty neat. So what we're going to do today is we are going to plant some things ourselves, and we are going to upcycle. We talked about how useful it is to recycle or upcycle. So we are going to take either an empty cardboard milk container or an empty egg carton, whichever one you've got laying around. If you've got both, that just means more that you can plant. I'm going to go ahead and scoop. Oh, the other cool thing, guys, while I'm talking about it, we're not going to be able to do it in this planter, but did you know you can regrow potatoes from kitchen scraps? There's a bunch of things that you can regrow from the pieces you have at home. We're going to use seeds today when we do our planters, but you can grow potatoes, sweet potatoes, onions, garlic, leeks, celery, lettuce, bok choy, a bunch of other stuff just by using the scraps from your kitchen. So if you look at this potato, do you see? The roots are already starting to grow out of it. That's a whole new potato that's trying to grow. So what you can do is you can peel off potatoes that have, those are called eyes on them, the little dots that help grow new roots. If you peel those off, you let them dry overnight, and then you plant them with the eyes facing upwards in your soil, you can grow new potatoes. You can do the same thing by cutting off the root end of lettuce or bok choy and taking that end, sticking it in some water and letting it grow and then replanting it into soil. You can do this with a bunch of stuff. I have some green onions downstairs that I had 2 left over at the end, so I took the little white ends, just stuck them in a teapot with some water that lives in my kitchen in that big sunny window I have behind me, and now we have never-ending green onions. It's super cool. So if you don't have any seeds at home and you really want to plant something, that's okay. Ask your mom or dad or your older brother and sister to check out online what kitchen scraps you can grow things from, because I bet you have something laying around that you can grow from. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with our egg carton here. It's nice and empty. I used all the eggs baking and doing crazy things. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take some potting soil. I've got a big thing of potting soil here. And you are going to fill each of these bubbles, each of these bubbles up. So we're gonna go ahead and you can use a shovel, a spoon, your hands, whatever you wanna use. You know Miss Cassidy's never mad about getting a little messy, but we wanna make sure that we are doing all of this with permission from our grown-up and that we're set up in a good spot where we won't get anything too dirty if we make a little bit of a mess. So we're gonna go ahead and fill up each of those bubbles in our egg carton with a decent amount of soil. You wanna fill them all the way up because you need to give your plants a nice place to rest and to be home. Because this is their home, right? You're basically building a house for your plants. So we're gonna go ahead and fill it up, keep going. Mine's gonna take a little bit longer because I had a super big carton of eggs. I had 16 instead of just 12, or not 16, 18, however many is in this pack. So I'm gonna fill up all of my bubbles. 18, that's the right number. 18 bubbles full of dirt, of potting soil. Oh, yep, we made a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. All right. So now that we have got our carton filled, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna plant our seeds. Now, if you are planting all one seed, I guess you don't really have to mark them. But if you're gonna plant a bunch of different seeds, it's a good idea to use some popsicle sticks or some skewers and either write on the end or tape a sign onto them that says what they are to go ahead and stick in the side of your egg carton so that you can see what you're growing. So let's see, I have got sage, radishes, rosemary, cilantro, and spinach. I am gonna start with my herbs. I'm gonna start with my cilantro, my rosemary, and my sage because I don't have a lot of those right now and I made dinner last night and really wished I had some fresh sage. So I'm gonna come snag our camera here so that you can see what I'm doing. So we've got us all set up here and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take some of our seeds, which give me 1 second to pour them into my hand so that you can see. So these are my sage seeds. You could even do another seed exploration where you draw a picture of the seeds you're planting. Look at them. When you get all up close, can you see those ridges? Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and just drop some seeds right as close to the center as I can get of my little bubbles here. And I'm going to keep this back row as sage so that I know what I've got back here. Oh, I might have put a little too many in there, but that's okay. We'll clean it up a little bit. This is what happens when you're working with one hand. You will luckily be using 2 hands when you do this. So there you go. You see the seeds that are in there? And I'm going to go ahead and just tap them down a little bit. Tap, 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 tap. I don't want to push them too far down because it's going to be hard for them to sprout if they're totally buried, but I want to give them a little bit of cover so that they get some of that good moisture in there. So then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on all 3 rows with my other herbs, with my rosemary. And what was the other one I said I had? Oh, that wasn't sage. That was my cilantro that we just planted. So my back row is all of my cilantro. And then I'm going to do the middle row is my sage. And probably the front row is my rosemary. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to put your egg carton somewhere in the sun. Or if you're growing something different, you might want to research what kind of growing environment they like. Because remember, we just talked about some plants like sun, some plants like dark, some plants need a warm environment, some plants need a slightly cooler environment. So do a little research first. So that's our egg carton upcycled planter. Super easy. You don't have to do absolutely anything to that egg carton. You just got to put some stuff in it. But if you, oh, and of course, don't forget to water your plants. Just a little sprinkle every day. You don't want to overwater them because you can drown them out. We're going to scoot this guy over here. Now, if you don't have an egg carton on hand, but you do have a cardboard carton, milk carton, iced tea carton, whatever might come in it, that will also work. So you want to make sure that you have the sealed end that you didn't break. See how this is the side that I opened to pour my cream out? You want to make sure that the sealed end is at the bottom. And then you want to get a grown-up or, again, a teenager or an older sibling that is able to use scissors and cut things. And you're going to cut right down without cutting that spout off. You're going to cut here. So if this is our spout, you're going to cut along this rectangle all the way down here. The first cut will be the hardest. And because my scissors are kind of dull, let's see if I can poke a hole. There we go. That's the easiest way. If you poke a hole first and then go ahead and cut all the way around. You want to make sure you've rinsed out your carton. I did that before I came up because there was heavy cream in here because you know how Miss Cassidy likes to bake. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off this whole top part. So now my carton is hollowed. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our soil again, and you're going to need more soil for this because this is a deeper one. This might be a better growing starter kit for when you're doing things like lettuce or other vegetables. The egg cartons are really good for smaller things like herbs or garlic or green onion, but if you want to do something a little more robust, this might be a good way to do it. So we're going to fill that up with our potting soil yet again. Make sure we're spreading it out so it ends up an even layer. If you don't have potting soil at home, it is okay to just use dirt from the backyard. You might have a harder time getting your plants to grow because they make potting soil in a way that it helps encourage our plants to grow. But dirt is dirt, and plants are meant to grow in dirt. So if you are hard up for any potting soil and you don't want to go out right now, that's okay. You don't have to. Just try it with some dirt. The worst thing that happens, especially if you're using kitchen scraps, the worst thing that happens is you tried to do some recycling and some upcycling and maybe it doesn't work. And that's okay because we'll learn a lesson from it, right? All right, so my carton is filled with dirt. Now, since I said this is going to be a good one for maybe some larger, I'm going to take my spinach seeds. And I'm going to go ahead, and because it's spinach and it's a little hardier, I'm going to push my finger down and I'm going to make 3 little divots, little holes in there. Let me go ahead and come over and get you one more time so you can see what we're working with. There you go. You see my 3 little holes there? That is going to be where we put our seeds. We're going to drop them right into that little hole. There we go. We're going to cover that hole up just lightly. Nothing too, we don't want to, again, bury it too madly. And then the same thing as with our egg carton. You want to find somewhere with sunlight. You want to make sure you water it every day. If you're growing different things, do some research. Find out what that plant likes, how that plant is going to grow best. It's a great way to learn about the super cool natural part of our earth and our environment. So those are our upcycled planters. That's a big fun lesson about how Earth Day came about and why we celebrate Earth Day. We have a beautiful planet with so many different interesting places. There are deserts, there are rainforests, there are mountains, there are valleys, there are canyons, there are all sorts of these amazing natural wonders. And we are big, smart, tough humans. So it is our job to do our best to protect those wonderful, amazing elements of our world because we don't have another one now, do we? Even if we go live on Mars one day, are we going to have a rainforest on Mars? Probably not. If you know anything about outer space, we're probably not going to find a rainforest up there. Our beautiful planet is unique and it deserves to be taken care of. I hope you had a wonderful time today. I know I sure did. Tomorrow, we're doing a super cool activity for Shakespeare's birthday. So I hope you'll tune back in to see that. As always, you can find all of our old videos on Miss Cassidy Creates. We did dance classes, yoga stories, cooking classes, all sorts of fun stuff. So make sure you go on to Miss Cassidy Creates, give us a like, a follow, and a share. Check out our videos anytime. We go live and post that schedule at the beginning of every week. Oh, hey baby boy, nice jump. We post that schedule and keep it pinned at the top so you can see what time we're going live, but all of our videos are available anytime so that you can be entertained whenever you need it. Thanks so much for joining me. It's so good to see you. You keep being yourself and you keep smiling. Bye, friends. Happy Earth Day! Woo! Go Earth! Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's Earth Day. It's Earth Day. I like my planet. I like my planet. Wah-her. Wah-her. That's my Earth Day song! All right, friends. Have a good day. Oh, as always, if you do any of our projects, please send them my way. I love seeing pictures of you participating in our activities at home. Make sure you tag Miss Cassidy Creates in those photos. And if you want to just send them to me privately, because you'd rather they not be up and posted on the internet, I promise you they will not get posted anywhere. They're just there to make my heart happy. Thank you, friends. Have a great day.